What's up guys, Matt Fragger back again with another fragrance video. Today I want to share with you some fragrances from my collection that are really good performers. You can call them nuclear, you can call them beast mode. There's a lot of words used to describe it, but these are just ones that in my opinion are really great performing fragrances. Now, I know that across the board, different people are going to get different levels of performance out of fragrances based on skin chemistry and certain other factors. So just in general though, these are fragrances that I have, that I've worn and found to be, in my experience, very good performing fragrances off my skin. And the first one should be no surprise in a list like this of good performers, and that's going to be Sauvage Elixir by Dior. This projects awesome. It lasts a long time, and whether you love it or hate it, as far as the fragrance goes, scent profile goes, I don't think anybody can say that this isn't a monster performing fragrance, because it really is, and definitely needed to have that in this list. So this next one is one that I have seen a lot of feedback from people indicating that they didn't get quite as good a performance from this fragrance. That's Mercedes-Benz Club Black. I get excellent performance out of this. It projects really well for a good amount of time, and even there's been times where 12 and 14 hours later, I'm still getting projection out of this. I'm still catching wafts of it. I'm still living in that scent bubble a long time after. This is a really good date night fragrance. When people ask a good date night fragrance, I suggest this one. It's very cozy and great for cold weather. But as far as performance goes, this thing is a monster in my opinion, and it performs really good on me. Mercedes-Benz Club Black. The next one is one that I don't think a lot of people will probably recognize or be familiar with, and that's called Lattafa Cherie. Really weird bottle with like the biggest cap you ever saw on a fragrance. This one is again a cool weather winter, fall winter style of fragrance. It's very warm, it's very cozy. There's some leather, some beautiful leather in here, and this thing performs outrageously good for what it is, what it costs. This is like a $20 Lattafa budget fragrance that not a lot of people know about. I've talked about this on my channel before being a hidden gem, and I think it is. It smells great, but the performance on it is awesome for what this fragrance costs, and for the for the fact that this really gets no recognition. Like I've never heard anybody talk about this except me. And this thing is great. It really is. Think about fragrances like Angel Share or like Stronger With You. Just that kind of style, like warm, cozy, kind of soothing, good, cool weather kind of fragrances. And just imagine that kind of feel, but only this thing, like I said, it just performs brilliantly for the cost. And I had to put this fragrance in this video because this thing performs excellent off of my skin. Another one is Lattafa Atlas that I have to say, when I first got this, I had heard a lot of talk about it being a very strong fragrance. And at first, I believe when I did the first review on this, I found it to perform really good, but not to the level that not to a beast mode level or anything like that. Like, above average, perform good. Couple months in the collection, and I wore it again and got much better performance from it. And then here, I think it was just the other day, maybe about 3 days ago, I wore this, and definitely as this fragrance matured in my collection for about 3 months or so, it definitely increased in longevity. But the projection on this is really strong. It's got a really sharp kind of bitey nature to it, and it lasts a long time. And for a fresh fragrance, this is like a salty, aquatic, fragrance with like some seaweed, kind of like there's like a seaweed element in here. Smells like really beachy, but without coconut or anything. It's like imagine like a beachy fragrance, but there's none of the coconut in it. And so the scent profile in this I just love. It's inspired by Mega Mare by Order Parisi, and I love the scent profile here, and the performance on it for a fresh fragrance is really, really great. So that's another one that I say in my collection that I just say performs brilliant. The next one I got is called Tobacco Rush. This is from Afnan. This is another winter, fall winter style of fragrance, and this one I haven't had for a really long time, but it has jumped up to the very top of my favorite clone fragrances. It's a clone of Carolina Herrera's Mystery Tobacco / Tom Ford's Tobacco Oud. I've heard it compared to both of those, but I don't look at it in the space of it being a clone fragrance, but rather just at face value for what the fragrance is, and it's a wonderful tobacco fragrance that I just love, and the performance on it is monstrous. This thing is beast mode for sure. Right out of the box, this thing was like a 10-hour fragrance that projected like mad, and it's only gotten better. So Tobacco Rush by Afnan, that is a strong fragrance that is a good one to check out in the budget space, around $30 range, I think. The last one that I want to talk about here today is Leather Tabak by Zaharoff. This is one that I've had a couple instances. This is the fragrance where I've had a couple instances where I've wore this and it seems like it didn't come off until I took a shower. Now, granted, it projected and I was catching wafts of the fragrance and kind of living in the bubble for a good, maybe 4 hours. And then it kind of backed off and I was just catching little whiffs here and there for a couple hours. So, and then about the 8-hour mark, I figured, okay, like that's about, it seems like that's about it. And then I just kept catching like these little sneaky wafts of it here and there, would just sneak up on me and catch a whiff of it, like, man, it's still there. And when I would go to the skin, very, very, still very much there, very present still as a skin scent. But this one just seemed to really linger and last and just hang around for an eternity whenever I've worn it. I haven't worn it that many times. It's a very situational style of fragrance. This isn't a versatile fragrance. It's not for everybody. It's very strong leather and tobacco, and absolutely a masterpiece by Zaharoff here. I love the fragrance, but it's not a really versatile fragrance, and I haven't worn it a whole lot of times, but when I have worn this, the performance has been amazing. This performs really great. So there's just a few fragrances in my collection. Yeah, I have other fragrances in the collection that really last long and project really great. They're really good ones, but I just wanted to kind of feature these ones that kind of stand out to me. For one reason or another, I felt these all stood out and needed to be here. And then Sauvage Elixir, it's here just because, how could it not be in a list about performing fragrances? What good performing fragrances has got to be there. So, that's a given. I'm the Mad Fragger. Thanks for joining me for this video. If you would like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff, follow me on TikTok, I'd appreciate it. I will see you next time.